Now, in August, the unemployment rate hit its highest level since 2021. Another sign that things are tough for people who are out there looking for jobs. So what do you do if you're having trouble finding that new gig? Do you sprinkle a little juju, a little magic on your resume?
Well, that appears to be exactly what some people are doing. They are buying spells from witches online, and in one case, it appears to have worked, or at least they're claiming that's what did it. ABC News business reporter Soo Youn joins us this morning from New York. So please explain, Sue, what's going on here.
Yeah, like as you just said, it's a bleak job market, and people are kind of turning to whatever they can do to get a job. And so we've talked to actually several people who have bought spells on the platform. The main platform for this is Etsy. From witches on Etsy. And we talked to one woman. She had been looking for a job since 2023 when she was downsized. She was working 2 part-time jobs, over 1,000, applications out. Then finally in June, she bought a spell on sale from a witch called Carlton. And she figured, hey, it's less than a latte. And then within 10 days, she had an interview. By July 9th, she had a job offer. She had 2, actually. And then by the end of July, she was working as a project manager in a full-time job.
Wow. Huh. If it was on sale, though, I got to wonder how much time the witch is spending over the cauldron. Is like she just do like 5 minutes instead of the usual 10?
Well, I wonder if she would have gotten a bigger salary if she had, gotten the full price spell. Who knows?
Right? 10% off means 10% less, my friend.
Well, I know. I was thinking she could have gotten an extra week of vacation. One of my coworkers has a friend whose boyfriend was just struggling. He couldn't get a job for over a year. And she did it secretly. She bought spells from 2 witches. I still don't have the full story on why, maybe to hedge bets. And so I feel like if you do it at the same time, you don't know which one worked, or maybe you need to buy 2. But then same thing. Within a few weeks, he got a 6-figure full-time job. This is like a young guy, like early 20s, a full-time engineering job, and benefits and everything. And she can't tell him because she doesn't want to hurt his ego.
There's a dilemma for you.
Right. So, a lot of people believe that things like spells work, but a lot of people also believe in the power of positive thinking. You kind of manifest what you've got going on in your head. So could we see more of this happening? And should I just set up my Etsy shop now online?
I know. We've been joking about it in the office. By joking about it, I mean coming up with a business plan in the office for a couple of weeks. Well, you know what? Just in reporting the story, I reached out to Pew and asked them if they had data on this, and they had a survey that they published in earlier this year I think the results were from May. 30% of Americans believe that spells and curses and things like that work, according to Pew. And I do think that there's something to be said about, maybe focusing, but if you buy a spell on Etsy, right, or you buy something online versus like a traditional witch. We've talked to some of those people too. With cookies and tracking and surveillance from companies and websites and apps and APIs and listening, people know what people are looking for. And so this woman that I talked to is 33. She made a TikTok video about it and said, "Hey guys, I just bought a spell from a witch on Etsy." And then I asked her, "What happened to your TikTok algorithm? Did it go?" I figured it could go 2 ways, fully occult or more job stuff. And she said it went more job stuff. So tips for revising your resume, questions to ask during a job interview. And she had been pretty diligent about this all along, but she integrated a couple of those tips. So it might have been a little bit that. Maybe it's just all your content coming at you online in your algorithm is now, focused on the job stuff so that you really can't get distracted with other things. Who knows?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of black magic in all that stuff anyway, and what ends up on my timeline. Right. So I think it goes hand in hand, the occult and what happens online, especially on TikTok, right? That is ABC News business reporter Soo Youn joining us this morning about at least one person who's seen some positive results buying a spell from a witch on Etsy and landing a gig because of it.
I am not furiously making up an Etsy store right now. That is not happening. For $1 crisp. I'm just saying.
You know what? You can get witches hats on sale right now. I mean, we're letting into
tis
October,
the season.
right? Yeah,
Tis the season, man.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.